speed it up a little bit because we got to get this back on the truck. Well, one of my honors, the honor I have today is to introduce our performers. We have three very talented ladies with us this afternoon. Suzanne Cox and Susie Bucker. Now, having known these two ladies as long as I have, I know a lot about their history, maybe some things that you all do know or might not know about their backgrounds. First of all, did you all know that they actually met back in the 1970s in Nashville? That's right, in Nashville. They were starting their solo recording careers back then. It was in the 70s, and they were in a studio and sort of ran into each other in the hall. And they were cutting their initial albums. And for example, Suzanne's first album was a gospel tribute to Asian cooking called Just a Closer Walk with Me. That's right. Didn't get real far on the charts, but at the same time. And who could forget Susie's first album, her masterpiece. Are we up? Her masterpiece, Sour Cream and Other Piano Delights. So yes, wonderful, wonderful early recording careers that have led them to you here today. And last but not least, we are pleased to have with us Mary Munsey. Mary, would you stand up, please? Mary Munsey. Special guest performer. Mary's the 2010 Woody Guthrie International Folk Festival Songwriting Award winner and music faculty member at Virginia Highlands Community College. And Mary has just released a new CD, Reflections. If you came in the board here, you probably saw. These are for sale, and Mary has very graciously agreed to give half of the proceeds of the sale to the library. So please pick up a copy of Mary's new album and also support the library. So Mary, thank you very much. I've also been asked to say that before you silence your phones, and I know you will silence your phones, you might just take a second, if you have a smartphone, to take a picture of this lovely room, this beautiful venue, these beautiful ladies, and send that picture to your friends and let them know where you are. And if they would like to have as much fun as you're having, they can come at 7 o'clock tonight for the second show. Or you all can stay around for the second show. So we appreciate that. So I think we have a few housekeeping details. Has anyone come out to sort of take care of what's going on with the pianos? Have we dusted off the pianos? Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Duffy, your staff is a little slow. that night, 73 million Americans gathered around their television sets, their black and white television sets, I should say, for the first live performance of a musical group of young lads from Liverpool. Who could forget the Beatles and the impact that they had on America? So, if you missed it in 1964, here's your chance to catch up with 2 songs. I'm going to hold your hand, and you want to know a secret. Probably know her as Patsy Cline. Patsy Cline, good Virginia girl. She was one of the most famous and recording artists of our times. She actually ranks in the top 100 performers of all time, country or pop. And also a song by someone who's near and dear to my heart, someone that you may remember from last year, Mr. Elvis Presley. So, without further ado, we'll start off with Crazy, rendered by Miss Mary Munsey, and follow that up with an Elvis medley.
I'm crazy for feeling so lonely.
halfway point, believe it or not. We're almost at intermission. And before we take a break, a couple of things I wanted to tell you about things that we're doing here today. You might remember the past, we've had a live and silent auction, and they've been very successful. We decided to do something a little bit different this year. Instead of doing an auction, we're selling tickets to a very special concert coming up. On your table, you'll see a tent that talks about a special evening with Wayne Henderson coming up in November. We're only selling 150 tickets to this event, very limited number of tickets, and we hope that you might consider buying one of those tickets. And you might say, Greg, how do I get one of those tickets? Well, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm making the big bucks here. You can buy a ticket from any member of the committee that was announced earlier or the library staff. We have tickets. We also will be in the lobby after the event, but during intermission, folks will be circulating around. We take a credit card. We even take cash, believe it or not, and a check. And you can see one of the representatives about that. And I'd ask Mary to stick around and talk with us just a little bit about Wayne Henderson. She's the brains behind this operation and understands more about the fame of Wayne Henderson. So Mary, please.
Well, if you've never heard Wayne Henderson, you're missing out. He is one of our local national treasures. He is from Grayson County, Virginia. He's a very meek and mild man, but he's a wonderful luthier. Luthier is someone who makes instruments, and he's one of the best in the world. His guitars now, if you were lucky enough to buy one 25 years ago, they're worth $20,000 and up now. If you bought one for $500 years ago, they're worth a lot. Wonderful style of instruments that he builds. His instruments are based on the old Martins that were pre-World War II. And the way that he plays guitar is astounding. He's just a wonderful flat picker, and his music is wonderful. And you will not be disappointed if you get to go and hear him. So I hope that most of you will go and hear Wayne Henderson. It's truly a joy to have him in our area.
So again, $50 per ticket. The concert is November 17th at 2:30 here in Abingdon. So please consider buying a ticket as the musical journey continues. We'll take a quick break in about 15 minutes, and then we'll be back with the show. So see you then. best 1935 composition. We're going to continue our trip across down the East Coast, I should say. We're going to go back one more time to the city that never sleeps and enjoy Candor and Ev's theme from New York, New York.
So he decided for the very last race of the day, he watched that priest go out and he touched the forehead, the ears, the nose, and the hooves of this horse. So Bubba went to the ATM and he took out everything he had. And he went to everything, and he was broke. So he went and he took all that money and he went to bet on this horse. And he he stood there and watched it come in dead last. Well, Bubba was irritated, to say the least. So he went down to the track and he found that priest and he said, "Look here, Father, what in the world are you doing? I've been watching you all day long. You picking these winners, I've been making money, and here I've lost everything I have. Now, how do you explain that?" Well, the priest looked at him and he said, "Son, that's the problem with you Protestants. You can't tell a blessing from the last rites."
Well, now we're glad to have Mary back to keep the comedy flowing, as we like to say, with a rendition of a Boots Randolph favorite. Did not know this song, but hopefully some of you all will know Scotch and Soda. Recorded in 1958 by the Kingston Trio. It was a song that Suzanne says she first heard on the campus of my dear Emory Henry College. And I find it hard to believe that the good Methodist who founded Emory Henry would ever imagine that a song called Scotch and Soda would be #1 on the college hit parade. But Suzanne promises that this story is true. So, please. Our next song is from the classic musical Showboat, written by Jerome Kern and Oscar Hammerstein in 1927. We'll allow them to sit back and relax and hear Can't Help Loving That Man of Mine.
Baby.
What you gonna do when the well goes dry, babe? What you gonna do when the well goes dry? Sit on the bank, watch crawdads die. Honey, baby, honey, everybody. Well, you get in line and I get home. Honey, come on, kazoos. You get in line and I get home. A little bit louder, come on. You get in line and I get home. And come down to the crawdads. Honey, baby, well, what did the hen duck say to the drake, honey? What did the hen duck say to the drake, babe? What did the hen duck say to the drake? Ain't no crawdads in his lake. Honey, baby, now everybody, let's hear it. You get a line and I get a home, honey. Come on, y'all, make money. You get a line and I get a home, baby. You get a line and I get a home. And go down to the crawdad hole, honey, yeah. One more time, kazoos. Gotta come into it. Come on, louder. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that's gonna make me cry. Good job, everybody.
Yeah, you can vote, something like that. Susie, I have your thing. Go back to some real music, even briefly. One of my favorite things to watch as a child was the Wonderful World of Disney. It used to come on Sunday afternoons, Sunday evenings, and we used to sit and watch that. I actually watched it in college. And one of the favorite things about Disney was the theme song. And also, I also love the story of Pinocchio. And you all might remember there was a song that was sung by a little cricket in Pinocchio called When You Wish Upon a Star. Susie Bucker, very much. Big round of applause, everyone. Did I hear someone say encore? Encore, encore! Well, if you insist, Suzanne, Susie, do you have it? One more in you somewhere? We certainly have a lot of fun with you guys this afternoon. And it would be appropriate, I think, to not close without remembering one of the great ladies of country music, Miss Tammy Wynette, who took this song, yay, Tammy, who took this song to the top of the country and western charts for 3 solid weeks in 1968. Here is our version of Stand By Your Man.